Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is gonna be my most used, like, go-to everyday products of January 2025. I had decided to do like a new series, basically something of this sort, and this is gonna be the first one. So let me know if you guys enjoy this video. I feel like it's gonna be like a monthly favorites, but even better, because I'm going to show you the products which I use every single day. So for example, like, these could be new products, these could be obviously things which are tried and true, which you've seen me mention in countless like favorites videos, recommendation videos, etc. I do have a little bit of a cold since the past 2 days, and I think today is the first day that I'm filming with my cold, so please excuse that. I'm really sorry, but let's get into it and let's put some skincare on my face. Now firstly, I'm going to show you the 3 products which I've been using every single day this entire month for my morning skincare routine, and it's been the same routine pretty much. So firstly, I'm going to put the Plum 10% rice water and niacinamide serum on my face. This has been like a winter go-to staple because it's got this more milkier consistency. If you can see, I take about 2 to 3 pumps of this. I know so many of you tell me how I overuse my products, and sometimes I get it, and sometimes I feel like what I'm using is right for my face specifically, and how dry it gets. Also, a lot of times, you guys, when I'm filming, I'm not putting this skincare or like a damp face like what I usually would do. So sometimes my face can feel extra dry, and when that happens, I tend to use a little bit more product. But all that to say, the good thing about this particular packaging of their serum, where they have the pump for the 50 ml versus for the 30 ml, they have the dropper packaging still. So I feel like with this, I actually get more uses out of it, because I'm just taking like 2 to 3 pumps again, like I said, with every single use, and it lasts a very long time. This is my second bottle actually of this size. I used up the first bottle a few days ago, I want to say, and yeah, what was I going to say? Okay, so with this particular packaging, I feel like you're actually using the right amount. You're not overusing, you're not underusing, and for me, 2 to 3 pumps do very good. And because I've been using this serum for my morning skincare routine, I'm actually able to pair it up with a gel-based moisturizer, which I usually would not be able to do in the winter time, but I have been using, and I am very close to being done with my Aqualogica Glow Plus moisturizer. This was like my mission, you guys, honestly, to use up this particular product as quickly as I could possibly. So when I say as quickly, I mean I have like 10 other moisturizers in my collection, so this was the first one that I wanted to use up. And since I'm using a niacinamide serum, I was like, okay, perfect, let's use a vitamin C gel moisturizer because I have not had coffee yet. I feel like my brain is not processing, and with this cold, oh my god, it's really bad. But yeah, this is a product that, as much as I wanted to really like use it up, and you definitely get a great quantity, by the way, for the price, but at the same time, it's not something I see myself repurchase. I also have the Barrier Plus version of this particular moisturizer, so post using this, I was actually considering like whether I should, you know, start using that, because if I use these 2 gigantic moisturizers in my collection, it's going to be like a big win for me. But at the same time, I was like, because I was on a mission to use this, I now want to move to something that's a little bit more easy to use and like use up, because I am trying to go through all the products in my collection. So I'm kind of on like an unofficial skincare project pan, if you will. But yes, I have been loving using these 2 together, and I would definitely recommend both of these. These are like some great products. If you ask me for recommendations, yes, I would definitely recommend them to you. Now for sunscreen, I have been recently using this Big Daddy, it's most giant size of Dermaco 1% hyaluronic acid sunscreen aqua gel, but earlier this month, like I think since 1st of January, I was using the Niacinamide radiant sunscreen. So I had bought 2 50-gram tubes of that in 2024, and I didn't get around to using those. So my first mission was that I use up those two, and I did use up both of them. I in fact used it up, my second one, a couple of days ago. So once I was done with that, I was like, okay, now let's get into using this Dermaco like, you know, big size of the sunscreen. And yes, I'm also counting how many uses I get out of this tube specifically. I take about this much, like 2-finger lengths of the sunscreen, and these sunscreens, you guys, are just my personal favorite because I have observed how well they work for me when I'm using them like with other products, like with other serums, moisturizers that I'm using in my everyday routine. They work really well. They work well even with the makeup that I am putting on my face, which I will show you guys later. So I'm not just going to show you my favorite skincare and like most used skincare. We're also going to get into hair care, skincare, fragrance, like everything. All my most used things, products, everything of the month of January I'm going to be sharing with you. So that is it with my like sunscreen application you saw. Yes, there is blending involved, but at the same time I almost feel like it's kind of therapeutic. Like I just massage my face, get everything in, and I am going to move to body care next. I just want to quickly mention the products. I will obviously not put on body lotion while I'm filming, but I wanted to show you the products. So these are my go-to like face care. Like I just do 3 things in the morning. There is your serum, there is a moisturizer, and then there is sunscreen. So these are my go-to okay, I got cut while filming. I was saying these are my go-to face care products and staples. I'm excited to see what I'm going to be using next month in February, because I'm going to be swapping out the moisturizer. The serum will probably stay as long as I use up that serum completely. For that time period, I think it's going to stay. So let's see. But something that has been a tried and true go-to every single day product in my skincare routine, and it's kind of the next step in terms of when I am getting ready in the morning, when I'm doing my skincare, body care, etc. My next step is my underarm roll-on. Now in January specifically, I was trying to use up the Plum Hawaiian Rumba roll-on which I had, because I had like half of it remaining. So I thought, you know, might as well, let's get done with it, and then you know, have it as an empty. And then I started using this Chemist Play peach one, which I had in my backup stash. Chemist Play roll-ons have been like my go-to for the entire year of 2024, and I feel like that's going to continue in 2025 as well. But I currently have like one fragrance-free version of this as a backup, and then I also have some other not roll-ons, some other underarm products which I bought from the US. So I will probably continue using those for the year to come, and then maybe once I use up everything that I have, then I'll go back to repurchasing more of the Chemist Play underarm roll-ons. But I just thought I'll quickly mention that. Of course, again, I'm going to put this off camera, but I thought I'll mention it to you. And then for body lotion, I have had 2 go-tos this month. I bought the Plum Marshmallow Melt body lotion because I really wanted to try it out. Ever since it had launched, I was seeing so many rave reviews on this product, and I'm sad to say that it's not what I thought it would be in terms of the scent profile. In fact, I've realized that maybe as much as I thought I loved marshmallow scents, maybe I don't really. So this one, even though I have almost used it up completely, is not my personal favorite. But was it my most used this month? It probably was. Actually, it is. I'll tell you that, because I'm also testing this out for my new products. I still have not decided what I'm going to call that series. That is another new series that I'm starting this year and this month. So I will share my in-depth thoughts on this particular product in that video, along with this one as well. So this is my other body lotion that I've been using. I used a lot of this, and then before that I was actually using this. I had already started using it, I want to say in December, but then in January I really used it, and I'm again almost done with this as well. So we're gonna have 2 body lotion empties this month. This is the Joy Intense Moisture Dryness Repair Body Lotion. It's a really nice creamy thicker body lotion, but at the same time it's not super duper thick, and like it's not like a body butter, it's still a body lotion, but it's more on the thicker side. So on days when your skin is feeling more dry, you're gonna absolutely love it. This one doesn't have a scent either, so I feel like if you're not looking for a scented body lotion, you would really love this option. And you guys, I love this so much that I actually repurchased it just this morning, because again, like I told you, I don't have much left. So I repurchased this along with the Joy Purple, like the lavender variant as well. So these are my two go-to body lotions this month. But if you had to ask me which one my favorite is, definitely this one. Not so much this one, but if you want to know more detailed thoughts on both of them, go check out the new products that I've been trying and testing out this month video, where I review more newer products basically. So that is that. Okay, now I'm gonna go put underarm roll on, body lotion, probably have coffee as well, and then once I am ready to do my makeup, I will come back and I'll share with you like my most used makeup and other products, like other beauty products for this month. Okay, I'm back. Let's talk about some more skincare actually first, and also a few hair care products before we jump into makeup. I think I'll save makeup and fragrance for like the end of the video. So now when it comes to my nighttime skincare routine, I have been using these same 3 products, I feel like, for majority of 2024, apart from like I was using some exfoliating toners, like some different exfoliating toners in the middle. But my tried and true go-to going forward, at least for the foreseeable future, is going to be Dermaco's 7% glycolic acid hydrating toner. I mentioned this even in my best of exfoliating toners video, that this is truly the one that I feel like is the most effective for me, gives me the best results that I want. And I also want to mention that this not only helps with skin texture, which we all know that it does, and it also helps with breakouts, especially if you've not exfoliated your skin well, and that is why your pores are clogged and that is why you are breaking out. Then an AHA toner also helps with that as well. I feel like a lot of people don't know that. And last but not the least, one other thing that this helps with is just like to make your pores, like a lot of times people say that, oh, around my nose we have a lot of clogged pores, and we have like visible pores, all those things I feel like can really just smoothen out with regular use of an AHA toner. At least that's what I have observed in my personal experience, and there is no going back. This one gives me the best results, at least for my personal skin. Of course, my personal skin, wow, that sounded weird. Okay, so what this helps with is for my skin to look the best that it has looked as compared to other AHA toners, and that is why I go with this one. But if you have more sensitive skin, if you're a beginner with AHA, then definitely you can use something that's more gentle, like the Foxtale or the Chemist at Play one. But for me, this is my personal favorite and I highly recommend it. Then the Retinol and the night cream, which I have been using, has been the same for over a year. I want to say close to 1.5, maybe even 2 years, but I don't think it's been 2 years. Anyway, the Retinol is Foxtale's Vitality Retinol Night Serum. Now this one is slightly milky, but it's not like that milky as compared to it. I wouldn't say it's milky actually. I think it's more creamy than milky, which can actually be a good thing, because once you remove your makeup and then you put your skincare on top of it, your skin doesn't really feel dry, I want to say, but it's like a bare canvas, right? So for those occasions, I feel like this just works perfectly. I'm sure you've seen so many videos featuring the texture of this product because of the Foxtale ads, which are constantly running. I mean, I see so many of those ads that I was already familiar with the texture already, but if I wasn't, I would be very familiar with it. So this has been a tried and true go-to. I have used it up so many times. I have mentioned it in so many MTS videos. I have mentioned it as one of my favorite retinols over and over and over again, and it's just the same this month as well. Then for moisturizer, we have Dot & Key's Ceramide and Hyaluronic Acid Skin Barrier Repair Face Cream. Again, you guys know that this is my holy grail. You know it's my tried and true, and now we have it in a bigger size. I earlier had the smaller size, which I used up in the month of January itself, and I had already bought in backups of the bigger size. So I opened my first 175 gram pack basically of this, and I am counting to see how many uses I can get on this specific like size of tube, and that way I know how often I need to buy backups of this. And yes, I am also trying to not overuse this, because like I mentioned earlier in this video as well, people have been telling me that I am overusing my skincare, and even with using a little less, if it works for me, then why would I not do that? Because then my same tube is going to last me even longer than usual. So yes, let's count and see how many uses we get on this, and this is going to continue to be my favorite. And yes, I know that many people this does not suit, so for you guys I have videos where I am recommending alternatives to this product in my personal opinion, like which products do I think are kind of similar that will serve you, and you can go and check out those videos. Okay, now for some reason I forgot to like bring the like makeup remover face wash kind of product. Actually, I didn't show you my morning face wash also, right? So let me do one thing. Let me grab my morning cleanser and my evening cleanser, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have both the face washes. I literally grabbed them out of the shower. This is my morning cleanser, and you can see I've used like half of it basically, and it's all been this month only because I used up my Aqualogica towards the end of December, and since then I've been using this. This is the Ultra Aqua Surge face wash. Now I tried this out for the first time, I want to say earlier in 2024 or maybe 2023, I cannot remember, to be very honest, and I loved it so much because it's a gel based face wash that cleans your face really well, yet at the same time because it's got that aqua surge hydrating feeling on the skin, it does not dry out your face at all. So that is my favorite thing about this, and I love the packaging as well. It's not like expensive or like very luxe feeling. At the same time, the pump, the bottle, it just feels really luxe in my opinion. And to have this on your like bathroom sink, bathroom counter, wherever you keep your products, and just pump a little bit every single morning, even evening sometimes, to wash your face is just the perfect ideal way to clean your face. And yes, it does last a while as well, because this has 150 ml of product versus a lot of other face washes have 100 ml, or they're like super big and they're 200 ml. So yes, this is the morning cleanser that I've been using, and I have another bottle of this also, which is like a backup. So once I'm done with this, I will jump to using that bottle. Okay, then for evening cleanser, I have been using my Foxtale Daily Duet Hydrating Cleanser. This is actually the second one. So I used up one bottle in the month of January, which I probably had been using since December. This one again lasts me for like roughly a month or so. So I recently opened up a new bottle of this. Now what I love about this is that it is a makeup remover, so it melts off all of my makeup completely and like cleanses my face completely clean. Yet at the same time, does not leave any kind of an oily residue, because it's not a balm, it's not an oil, it's a face wash. It's a face wash that removes your makeup. So for something like this, the best time, and you get the best value out of this when you use it in the evening, obviously, because in the morning you just need a gentle cleanser. You don't need something that is you know, having properties that can remove your makeup as well. So this is something you can stick to using in the evening. I'm sure there is no harm in using it in the morning, but it is mainly supposed to you know, be used in the evening. So that is you know, my I mean, I've again been using this for I guess over a year, and I know for that reason that it works really well, and it's been a tried and true, and I have a feeling that this is something that I'm going to continue to use like entirely in 2025, even more than my Plum cleansing balm. Again, this is something I'm predicting, I don't know for sure, and the reason for that is that at the end of the day you're just lazy, and this could be an unpopular opinion and some people might not like me to say this, but I'm so lazy and tired at the end of the day that if I could have two steps in one, then why would I use a separate cleansing balm and a separate face wash? So this is like my favorite, and something that I will continue to repurchase over and over again. This is the last one that I have, so I'm gonna have to buy a backup once this is close to being you know, done, and absolutely no regrets. Love it, highly recommended. Okay, we've been here for a while and I still have more stuff to talk about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Bare Anatomy anti-frizz leave-in conditioner in my hair while I talk to you about my experience with leave-in conditioners. Now I have shared this on my YouTube community as well as on Instagram as well, where I did a video, I want to say, featuring like hair care lessons which I have learned, my current hair care routine basically, of sorts. And I'm like trying to spray this in my hand. There is not much left in the bottom of this, so I think that is why it's gonna take a while to come out. But this specific product from Bare Anatomy, by the way, I have had in my collection for a long time. I have probably mentioned it in a previous favorites video, is what I'm trying to say. But then in the middle, when I started using it again, I noticed that, oh, it's maybe not conditioning enough for my hair, so I didn't speak about it in the middle. And now I'm just trying to make it work essentially for me. I don't think anything is going to come out of this, you guys. I got a little bit out, but that is going to barely cover some part of my hair. But then for the rest of my hair, I need more product. Let me know how much you think I should use, because honestly, like, in certain other categories I know how much I'm supposed to use. For this one, I don't even know, because I'm not a hair person. I'm more of a skincare, makeup even. I mean, I know how to make myself look pretty, but I am not like a makeup expert or anything of that sort. And I don't know how to get product out of this. I'm gonna have to like remove it out. Something like that. So basically what I was saying is, I am trying to look for like a holy grail leave-in conditioner for my hair for days that I don't do hair mask. Like today, for example, I washed my hair, but I did not put a hair mask in. And I usually not alternate, but sometimes it's like, sometimes I alternate, sometimes it's like, okay, 2 times I put hair mask in, and then today I skipped it, for example. So on days where I skip the hair mask, I usually tend to put in a leave-in conditioner in my hair. And I'm looking for a good one which is not too thick, doesn't make my hair crunchy. Now this one right here actually does make my hair crunchy. That is what I have recently noticed, and I don't like that. Again, I don't know if I'm overusing it, but I've tried using like less product also, and the same thing continues to happen. Even if I'm using less product, it does not work. So I can share with you what my most used leave-in conditioner is, but I cannot share recommendations at this point of time. In fact, I feel like I want recommendations from other people. So if you are into it, then please let me know. I'm trying to put whatever more I can get out of the bottle on the back of my head, and for the rest I'm gonna have to take help from my mom as to how to get product, because there is quite a bit inside, but it's not coming out. So yes, I'm going to eventually consider this as an empty as well once I use whatever is left. And when it comes to this one, I have it, but again, because it makes my hair crunchy, I almost feel like I don't want to use it unless and until someone can actually teach me how to use this, because every single time I put this in my hair, it makes my hair crunchy. Every single time. Should I use like just this much? Because again, I have to put something. And by the way, this smells so good. The L'Oreal one smells really good, but then I'm like, you make my hair crunchy, and then it has to be in my hair for like the next 3 days, because I wash my hair every 3 days, and that is something I am not fond of. I'm just not fond of making my own hair crunchy. So that is that about hair care. Now I want to share 3 more products with you, which are not necessarily like my everyday products, or they are not ones that I necessarily use on a regular basis. They are more so like when I feel like I need them, that's when I use it. Now those are the Dermaco 3% Kojic acid dark spot corrector gel. Now again, I've spoken about this so many times. This is something that I use for helping with pigmentation basically. So when I occasionally do breakout, because I don't break out regularly anymore, but when I do occasionally break out and I feel like it's left behind the pigmentation, I'll use this for a couple of days, mainly focusing on my cheek area, but then I'll just like apply the rest all over my face. And this does help with the pigmentation. This is the best product which I have personally used, which has helped me with my pigmentation. And usually a lot of times on like my shorts and stuff, I get asked as to if there is a vitamin C serum that helps with pigmentation, or does alpha butane help with pigmentation. The minimalist one is the only one that I've used when it comes to alpha butane, and those don't give me as good results as this one does. So if anyone asks me for recommendations as to what helps with pigmentation, I'm always going to suggest this one. Now there are two products which I have recently been using, which again occasionally help me when I do breakout and I want something that has like anti-acne benefits. Basically there is the Reequil acne clarifying gel, which I use like a spot treatment, and if there is a bigger area that I want to cover, I'll use the Acne Squad Breakout Terminator Serum. Now this one it's got a weird scent to it. It's like a medicinal scent. When I'm using this, I mostly put it on at night. I don't put it on the daytime. And what I'll do is I'll basically wash my face, like get rid of all of my makeup, put this on directly on like clean dry skin, and then just put the Dot & Key moisturizer on top. So on days when I use this specific serum, I'll skip retinol that day, and I'll also skip any other kind of exfoliation. I don't want to like overdo it, so I'll just use this as like a breakout focused product during that specific time, just for a day or two, and it does eventually help. So these are products which I'm going to continue using in my skincare routine basically till I run out of them, and I'll possibly even repurchase. At least I'm sure I'm going to repurchase this one. This one I'm still not sure if I would consider repurchasing or not, but it's definitely effective. I can tell you that. The only reason I probably won't repurchase it is because this would still work for me, and this doesn't have a bad smell like this one does. So there is that. But those are all my most used or rather I would say products which are in my current rotation, which I'm using when it comes to skincare, hair care, yeah, that's basically it, skincare and hair care. And yes, in case you're wondering why the Chemist at Play Retinol body lotion is not featured, well, that is because lately I have not been showering in the night time, because we're in winters, it's super cold, and I generally tend to skip nighttime showers, and because I'm not showering, I don't put on body lotion at night. I just put it on in the daytime, and I feel like my skin is still not like super duper dry, because again I'm using the Joy in the morning, and that one, the Joy body lotion, which I showed you guys earlier, and that one does really work very well. So my skin is not dry when I wake up in the morning, and also not when I go to bed at night. So yes, that has been taking a little bit of a break, but I think once the winters are over and summer is back again, I'm going to be showering in the night time, and when I shower at night, I will definitely put on my retinol body lotion after. So yes, that is all that I had to share with you in terms of skincare and hair care. And I know that this video is already going to be pretty long, but I will share with you the makeup as well. And I think I'll mention, like, I have timestamps basically for all different categories, so that way if you only want to watch a specific category, then you can jump ahead. I feel like I should have mentioned this earlier in the video and not like at the midway point. But yes, that is that. I will film the makeup in some time, and when I do that, I'll be right back. Hey guys, I'm back. I just finished my lunch and it's time to do our makeup for the day. And like I've mentioned already in this video, we're going to be sharing the most used products. So I will also make sure to mention my most grabbed for makeup this month. And these are products which I have been enjoying quite a bit. I've basically set up a routine of sorts where I am swapping products here and there, but for the most part this is what I am using, so I figured I'll share that with you. There is nothing new in terms of the techniques. I also want to specifically pay attention to the products and tell you what I've been using and what are my thoughts on those products. So let's jump into that. The first thing that I'm going to do is put some loose powder on my face to kind of have a nice canvas to go by. And this is a combo which I already mentioned in the past, that I have been using the Sephora loose powder along with the Maybelline Fit Me loose powder. This is in shade light medium number 20. Now this Sephora collection powder basically on its own has a little bit more of like a luminous finish on the skin, and if that's something that you are after, then I think you will really enjoy this product. For me personally, I don't enjoy that kind of a luminous finish. I like something that's more mattifying, and that is the reason I came up with this combination of sorts to use the Maybelline Fit Me loose powder along with the Sephora collection powder. Now I was initially not a very big fan of like these two products in general, in the sense that I do enjoy like using them together and they work for me, but at the same time it's more time consuming. It is kind of I have to make them work basically, and it felt more so like something that I want to use up these products and be done with it. But when I started using other products instead, like in the middle I was actually using this Morphe loose powder right here, which I gave a very good review to this product in my ranking international makeup video. But when I actually started using this this month, and I've used a decent amount of it, I've used it quite a few times, I actually realized that my Sephora plus Maybelline combo is so much better than this Morphe loose powder, and I actually prefer this combination more, the Sephora plus Maybelline, even though it is time consuming, even though it might have not been my first choice initially. But the more that I have been using these together, the more I like this, and I'll tell you the pros versus the cons as well. So the Morphe loose powder is actually a banana powder, which is why it makes my face look a little bit more yellow, versus the Maybelline and the Sephora are more like translucent powders. The Maybelline one does have coverage, by the way, so even though it does have coverage, but it still looks more like skin tone and not like yellow basically, whereas the Morphe one looks more yellow. Now another thing is the combination of Sephora and Maybelline is more mattifying, and even at the end of the day my skin doesn't look, I mean there is a little bit of, you know, oil and shine going on, especially at the end of the day, but it's still not as much, versus the Morphe one definitely looks more oily at the end of the day. So if you're looking at a good shine control, oil controlling powder, then I don't think the Morphe is the best option. That being said, I still use it and I will use it up, but it's actually very surprising how I preferred the Sephora and Maybelline combination more than the Morphe one. Like that was actually, to be very honest, quite shocking for me. So yeah, I wanted to make it a point to mention that for anyone who might be curious. I know that I'm not recommending that you go for a loose powder combo in the first place, but I think what I have personally learned from this is that sometimes you might use something out of desperation and you might feel like you're forced into it, but it can end up working for the better essentially. So that is, I think, my learning lesson out of this very funny interaction of sorts basically. So yeah, I'm just checking once in the mirror to make sure that nothing looks cakey, because my face does look like I've put a layer of POP essentially on top of it. But yeah, it's going to come together in the end once I put on everything. Now we're going to get into our eyebrow pencil, which is the Etude House eyebrow pencil in the shade dark grey. I just fill in a little bit, not even fill in, I just go over my eyebrows once or twice to kind of darken them up a little bit. Now for eyeshadow, my go-to this month has been my Avon Mark Duos. I have the bronzer and contour duo, and I have the it's called the contour and highlight duo, which is this one. And then I also have the bronzer and highlight duo, which is this one. The bronzer I hit pan on, I think, in 2023. So this one I want to eventually use up, but today I'm going to use the contour one because we're going for a more cool toned eye look. The Colourpop eyeshadows which I was trying to hit pan on last year, I've basically given up on them. I tried using them a couple of times this month, but usually what they do is that they kind of crease by the end of the day in my eyelid creases. So, and that used to not happen earlier. So I think the formula has kind of gone bad, and I've decided to retire those instead of trying to continue to hit pan on them. And instead move to other eyeshadows, or rather I should say other products that I have in my collection that work for me as eyeshadows, because that makes way more sense. Now for eyeliner, I'm actually trying out a new product this month, which is the Pilgrim eyeliner. I still have my color bar one, which I was using earlier in the month, but then recently for the past couple of weeks I have been using the Pilgrim one to basically try and test it out, and I don't love it as much as the color bar one. I'll tell you that for one thing, because this has more of a, it's like a flimsier brush basically, and that can work for some people, but if you don't know how to use it, and also I feel like the overall result is much better with the color bar one. But at the same time, since I have bought this, I'm going to use it. And I have no complaints in general, like with the formula and stuff. It does take a while to dry down, so I make it a point to not blink and to kind of keep my eyes as close as possible so that I don't end up smudging it or spreading it anywhere. Has it happened before? It surely has, where I get my eyeliner like on my lower lash line, or rather I should say my under eye region. That has definitely happened, but every time that I do this, I try to not mess it up. I will definitely use up this eyeliner, but I don't see myself repurchasing it. The reason I got it in the first place is because it's more affordable than the color bar one. So I thought if it works, it would be amazing to have like a new favorite. And while this is more affordable and I can make it work, there are also times that I have messed it up. So yeah, for that reason, I'll most likely stick to color bar, at least for now. But you know what, it actually doesn't look too bad. Can I get used to it and make this my new favorite? I think it's worth thinking about. Anyway, for now, I'm going to move on next to blush. Now for blush, I have been using all these three. This is probably the least used out of the three, but I've used it a couple of times. It's the Tarte Charmed blush, which is a really good option, and I can use this one also today if I want to. The Essence one is probably the most used one. This is the shade Befitting. Right here, it's a nice nude. And then when I'm going for a non-pink blush, I go for my e.l.f. Primer Infused blush in the shade Always Rosy, which is, let me try and open it and show you. Yeah, this is a more warmer nude shade. So these are my three like go-to blushes right now. These are all three blushes which I have some of the other Project Pan goals on, but today I'm going to use the Essence one. This is what I was planning to use, and we'll stick to the plan. This is a really nice nude pink shade. Now for bronzer again, which is the next step. I was reaching for a couple of different bronzers, but my most used one has to be the Marc Jacobs one, which it's not available anymore, which is really sad, but I have it in my collection and my goal is to hit pan on it, and maybe at some point of time I'm going to be able to use up this ginormous pan right here. And because I want to use it up eventually, I reach for it as often as I possibly can, and then I also do a little bit on the jawline. This is because more than one of you have told me that my face looks quite chubby and fat, and this kind of just helps sculpting it a little bit. Now for lipstick, again, I've been using various different lipsticks. I have used the K-Beauty one a couple of times. I don't enjoy the Verified Butter Blondie, but I do use it whenever I can. And my most used two lipsticks have to be the Nykaa Ultra Matte ones. I have Mona Lisa right here, but for today's look I will not be using Mona Lisa because this is more of like a peachy nude. What I need is Diana. I just need to figure out where it is. So I'm gonna grab Diana and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, you guys. I found Diana. So Diana and Mona Lisa I think have to be my most used two lipsticks this month. I'm trying to use them up in the project pan. And another lipstick which I have been wearing and trying to reach for is my red from MAC. This one is Russian red. I also tried to wear this a couple of times this month. I think I wore it twice, I want to say, which is not a lot if you think about it, but for me wearing a red 2 times was also a lot. Now that is it. That's the final look. Now while I was filming this video, I realized a lot of the products which I featured are not new. They have been my most used this month, but I'm also wondering how much this list is going to change next month. So let me know if you would like to see this series like on a monthly basis or maybe like a seasonal basis, or when I switch out enough things, then I maybe do an update on this particular set of products. So yes, let me know if you enjoyed this video. I know it was definitely longer than I would have liked it to be, but I was just enjoying chatting, sharing everything with you, and yeah, I just ended up talking so much that the video ended up being longer. But I hope that you enjoyed, and let me know your feedback down below if you would continue to if you would like to continue to watch these videos every single month. I would be more than happy. Like, I would love to do these every single month, but I want to know from you guys. I don't want it to be boring. That is probably the main thing that I'm thinking about, is that if these don't change a ton every month, then how much fun are you going to actually get out of it, or is it just going to be redundant? So let me know your thoughts, and I will keep that in mind for our next video. But that's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Until then, bye guys. Bye bye.